Okay guys, what we're going to do now is the third tutorial in the series, and we're just going to assemble our components that we've got so far together, just so we've got the backboards and the shelves together. So I'll show you how to do that. This differs now, so it's File, New, and we're not clicking on Part, this time we're clicking on Assembly. Click OK. Now one of the things you have to do, the first thing you have to do with an assembly is you need to insert your components for the assembly. So very simple. It's up here, I'll just show it again because it did it automatically with me. If it doesn't do it, it's insert components. You get this dialog box here, and then it should go to open. And that is unless they're already open in your browser, and then they'll be in here. And it's just a case of clicking on them there. If they're not in there, you go to browse, and then it'll open up your directory space, and you just need to locate them. So I'm going to grab the two at the same time. That's just holding shift. Click open, and I'm clicking one, and I'll have my shelf, and I'm just clicking the second time just to insert the shelf. And that's the two components in, but they're not aligned, they're not mated. We need to put those conditions in to lock these things in place. And we just think about it how we would normally do a physical assembly of the component. And we're using mates to do that. So up to the mate icon. And now we need to tell it which surfaces are going to touch. Okay, so I'm just going to look at this one, and I'm going to select that bottom surface there. And then I'm going to use the middle mouse wheel just to move things up. You can also use the cursor keys on your keyboard if that's easier for you. I'm going to click on that surface, and you can see what it does. It puts those two surfaces together. Okay, and that's because we have what's called anti-aligned on. If I aligned them, it would put things so they're level with each other. Okay, so they are in line with each other. We don't want that. Okay, we're just leaving it on the anti-aligned. And I'm just going to say OK to that. So each time we get a mate, I'll just OK it. Now, at this point, I just press Ctrl+7 just to go back to the normal view. There's things that are in place and there's things that aren't in place. Okay, so if I just try and move things about, okay, I'll come out of that just to show you. If I try and move things about, okay, I can still move that shelf. These are locked in place because that's the first thing that came in. I can move that about. You can see though, it's still in line. Okay, it's still as if it's on that surface there, but everything else about it is free flowing. So I want to change that. So if you're on the mate icon, that's fine. You don't need to click off and then click back on again. And just clear that selection. So I've not got anything selected in this mate selections box. Now, the next surface I'm going to collect is this surface in here, and then the corresponding surface, just flipping that around until I can see that surface there, is that one, and those two touch, and I'll just OK that. Okay, you can see that it's now at that level, and then that surface is aligned. Now the last thing I need to do is basically get these in place here. So we'll select the front surface here. I'll flip that around until I can see that surface there, and then that's those mated together. I can press Ctrl+7, and that should assemble them. Because we did these two together, that makes it much easier to do. You're not having to worry about placing two. OK that, and then just save again. Same directory space, and just call it vase. And you're done with the third tutorial.